The Almost Too Late Show. We're here! Episode 1, Season 2, grand opening. So we have a very, very, very fantastic show planned for you here today. First off, thank you for being here, tuning in to the first episode of the brand new season. A lot of changes, starting off with Zamarg. We apparently turned German a little bit here. That off for some reason here. We got a new fish, a new friend. His name's Ricardo. Say hi, Ricardo. Yep, he's a fish, doesn't really talk. Well, what's the phrase? How does it go? Shoot for the moon and reach the shower. Because hygiene is where it's at. Hygiene and clean, feeling Mr. Pristine. No need to intervene, but I also got to wash my jeans. These aren't jeans, but it rhymed with intervene and hygiene. Speaking of hygiene, Sony has been cleansing us without soap for the longest time on giving us information on Spider-Man's No Way Home. Did you like that segue? Because I did. Whether or not Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire is going to be in this film. But we haven't heard Tobey Maguire really say anything, which is why we actually brought Tobey Maguire to the Almost Too Late Show, and we're going to ask him ourselves. Toby, welcome to the show. So, we're just gonna get right to it. Are you in Spider-Man No Way Home? Alright, not really giving us a straightforward answer. Very much expected to be. Toby, suit really isn't looking like the old movie.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Alright, that was a proper response. Thank you very much, Sirens. Oh, yeah, and there he goes. Tobey Maguire, ladies and gentlemen. Oh. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yo, it's Jack.
Yeah, come on in.
There you go. Oh, but this is for you.
What is this? Is this a used envelope?
Don't worry about that.
2 weeks notice. Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. When's your last day?
Like today. Like right now.
Jack, I don't think you understand the concept of how a 2 weeks notice works.
No, it's because I thought about it 2 weeks ago. And this is my notice. See, it says 2 week notice at the top right there.
Okay, honestly, this is a huge sigh of relief because, how do I put this? You have been the absolute worst employee that I've ever worked with, have ever seen work. It's honestly incredible to see the amount of things that you just can't do. So honestly, thank you, because I was about to fire you right before the run of the show.
No, yeah, I get that a lot. But, I'm not quitting the show. Yeah, so I'm gonna, do my own thing in the show. Like, behind the scenes, or, in front of the scenes.
Right.
But, somebody's gotta plant these beans. That's the main thing.
Beans? Like pinto beans, green beans, black beans? What are you talking about here?
No, so I was walking down the street, right? And I saw this lady and she was selling beans for $600.
Please tell me you did not spend $600 on a bag of beans, Jack.
No.
Okay, good, because I was literally about to say if you spend $600...
No, so I spent $1,200 to get a backup set of beans in case these beans don't work.
Wow. I can't even process that right now. Wait, in case they don't work, what do these beans do something?
So I don't really know what they do, and I kind of forgot to ask.
Okay, so you spent $1,200 on 2 bags of beans, and you have no idea what they do.
If somebody's selling beans for $600, they gotta do something cool.
All right, let me just retrace all the steps here and really try to connect the dots. So you're telling me that the next steps in your life is based off of the plot to Jack and the Beanstalk.
What the f*** is that?
The children's book?
I never heard of that one.
The story of Jack and the Beans. Jack gets these beans from this woman, plants them, a giant beanstalk grows, he climbs them up to the city of clouds, and there's giants. You know what, honestly, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is you legitimately spent $1,200 on some beans.
Well, 2 bags of beans, but yes. Wow. And I also used the company card, which I hope that's cool with you.
Company card? Jack, we don't have a company card.
Oh, right. So you're gonna see the bottom paragraph of that 2 week notice? It's like right there. Like right there.
can only politely assume that you would question my new financial findings for myself to purchase said beans. As you know, I'm very poor, so I opened up a credit card under your name. XOXO Jack. What?
Yeah, so thank you, buddy, so much. Sorry about that, but I'll see you later, buddy.
We've all seen movies. We all know what we're talking about. You know, big screen stuff. We've all read books. You know what we're talking about. Big book stuff. You know, lots of pages. We've all seen sequels, but obviously, whenever you watch a sequel, that's kind of like the thing that happens next. This next segment is for all of those stories that you don't really get to see what happens next. You're kind of just left at the end of that tale with the thought of, huh. All right. So this is a new segment that I like to call What's Next? Children's Book Edition. The Big Bad Wolf's Tummy Ache. Too many pigs and too many Red Riding Hood grandmothers go right in the little tum-tums. Somebody needs to give that wolf some tum-tums. Tortoise and the Chest Hair. Right after the tortoise won that race, probably got a little bit of self-esteem boost right there. What's that? Turtle shells don't grow hair. It's embarrassing. Jack and Jill go back up the hill. Because the thing is, they kind of just like, they fall down the hill and then they like give up. Elf off the shelf. Not on the shelf, but I want to see what that elf does off of the shelf. Need I say more? Princess and the Penis. Princess and the Penis. Just let us see the Red Band trailer at least. We want to see that. And last but not least, green eggs and salmonella. They get sick. Our next guest on the show tonight just got here over a long voyage across the 7 seas. Ladies and gentlemen, Pirate Dave. Ahoy there, matey. Did you know why some pirates go to the club? Why's that? Because they want to get some booty! I actually wanted to talk to you about what would you call National Treasure 2 if Nicolas Cage was a pirate? What would you call it? National Treasure 2 Booty of Secrets! Never good one, Pirate Dave. Alright, let's go ahead and get back to what do you call a pirate contract killer? I'm gonna say a booty hunter. A booty hunter! You get it? Because booty and bounty sound the same! We get it, Pirate Dave. Don't have to explain it. We understand. Hey, so, what's that in your hand, Pirate Dave? This? Hey, this is a Macedonian bottle! Well, what does it say? Oh, I don't know. I can't get the top off. Okay, I might have a bottle opener somewhere around here. Didn't have to do that. Aye, don't be silly, ye landlubber. It be a map! Like a treasure map? Hey, I must leave though. Oh, like right now? I'm off! And I'm taking your recording device too. Oh, okay, sure. No, Pirate Dave, that's our camera. That's our camera. Oh, God. I'm off to find me booty. Best wishes to Pirate Dave on his journey to find the X on the map. Whatever that may be. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen, because Vince Bracey is coming up next. Dave, Pirate Dave, hey, Pirate Dave! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Who we have up next is one of the people that I look up to most in the hosting world. Somebody that's definitely kicked things off and kind of like has fed me advice throughout the ways. One of my good friends, the hardest working man in showbiz. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Vince Bracey. Yeah, you can clap at home. You can clap at home. Yes. Yeah, keep it going. All right. One more time. Fifth grade. Yes. Yeah. Now they're doing it.
Oh, folks, excuse me. So happy to be here on the Almost Too Late show.
Yes. Thank you so much for doing this. Really, I appreciate it being the first guest back on the new season.
Thanks for having me, Kyle. Appreciate it.
I really do admire just like the career that you kind of crafted for yourself in the show world. What kind of made you really want to get started in hosting?
Ooh, I see. I should have been ready for that question right away.
Right, for sure. Like, what's like the first thing, you know?
I will say, I'm not even all the way sure if I know what made me want to start, but
Right.
I know that I've always been a fun-loving person. I've always wanted people around me to have a good time also.
Right.
And once I recognized that, just me talking to people with my own personality, not really like trying to put on too much, was a thing. I never wanted to look back. So that's where I'm at, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
One of the things that you really started with that, at least that I see, was the Harlem Wizards. That's the one that really sent you overseas, right?
Absolutely. That was my first time traveling for work. I like to tell people that was my first time going outside the Bronx, even though I've gone places outside of Bronx, even though most people don't.
Yeah, you're a Bronx guy. You grew up in the Bronx. How was that?
Absolutely. I mean, I wish I could say it was rough.
Right.
Everybody has their own experience.
Right. You want to have that like rough, start up to like success story, but yeah.
Definitely the best thing I gained from being an original Bronxite, born and raised, is the diversity that I got to see all throughout just exactly where I lived at. So now to this day, I host weddings and people are like, "Oh, you said my name correctly." I'm like, I've met every single type of person there possibly is. And again, traveling the world definitely helps with that as well.
As far as like overseas, like was it mainly just in Asia or?
So with the Harlem Wizards, shout out to the Harlem Wizards, man.
Yeah, huge shout out to the Harlem Wizards.
Thank you. That's like I like to say where I got my start in entertainment basketball.
Right.
So that was something that was a whole new world for me, for the slam dunking and different types of contests and stuff.
Are they still doing their thing?
They are.
Okay, good.
Obviously, in pandemic times,
right,
as we'll say, the entire world shut down. So it wasn't something that we could absolutely do. Most of the Harlem Wizards shows took place in high school gyms, and schools were closed down the entire time. So they are, since the summer is winding down, they are officially back, which is something I'm excited to see.
That's really cool. That's very fun.
Yeah, but we would travel the country, literally anywhere in the country, to do fundraisers, show basketball shows for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we ended up going overseas, and they've been going overseas for years also.
Right.
Well, the year that I joined, they had just re-signed a contract with China, so I did get to go to China. I did not.
That's
get
exciting.
To go to Jordan. Yeah, no, that was.
That's
it was
very exciting. Well, wait. So
Jordan
wait. Just real quick before we continue, like, tell me about like the first experience. Like, you step off the plane, you're in a whole different country. Just like, what was going through your mind? Like,
it was different.
Right.
It was different because again, I said I left the Bronx. I have left the Bronx before, but I haven't been to too many countries.
Right.
Outside of working for the Harlem Wizards.
Because I've been to the other side of Niagara Falls in Canada, and that is the furthest away from America I've ever touched. So pretty exciting.
Wow.
But
wow.
Yeah, that's
you gotta
it.
Get out, man.
I know. I'll get there.
Yes, we gotta get you some.
Somebody sponsor me so I can kind of get out of Pittsburgh here for a little bit.
Look it out.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're working on it.
Exactly. But yeah, the experience in China was dope, I would say.
Right.
I'll send you some clips to input here, I guess, of me.
Oh yeah, insert clips now.
This is me getting mobbed in China by a bunch of children that I'm sure didn't know I was just an MC. Maybe they thought I was LeBron or something like that.
Probably, yeah. I want to go ahead and switch gears, talk about like things that you're doing kind of currently instead of like in the past. So one that I really do enjoy watching, I love watching some segments that you put up, and it just looks like you have so much fun with it. The Jazz Vince Show.
Ooh,
Um,
talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it for a little bit. I really enjoy it because it's just very like loose and fun, very just like talkative. And not only are you doing it with a fantastic co-host, but a fiance co-host at that.
Yay!
We have a
That's
getting
right.
married man on the show.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
congratulations,
I appreciate
too.
that, man. Thank you. Thank you again. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, so the Jasmine show, also a COVID baby, if you would.
I love it.
We were sitting around watching TV, which that's all there was to do.
Yep.
In the year that shall remain nameless.
Just get like a
we-
scarf.
we were specifically watching a show called Married at First Sight, which if you've never heard of it, it is a crazy experiment where two people that have never met before within the same town. So if it was, say, Philly, for instance, which I think there was a Philly season, these people would meet for the very first time at the altar. And they would be married to each other. It would be a legally binding marriage. They would meet each other's families.
Okay, wait. So
Yeah.
they would meet for the
Yeah.
first time ever, and the very first time they meet is they're just getting married.
Yes.
Wow.
And it wasn't like a Love Is Blind situation where they talked beforehand.
Okay.
They meet each other for the very first time. Hi, what's your name? I do. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So we
Talk about love at first sight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
honestly.
That's why it's Married at First Sight.
Right.
So,
yeah, clever.
Me and my fiance Jasmine, we've been together for I should know the answer to this. It's been about 5 years.
Right.
Say a
Isn't she
little
in the
over
same
5
room right
years.
now?
No, she just left.
Okay,
She
cool.
just
So
left.
you're good on that. Just tell her to
She
skip
just
this
left.
part. Go ahead.
Right. So we've been together for about 5 years now, and she put me onto the show, and I thought it was crazy. So again, in quarantine, it only made sense that we got to talk about this show.
Right,
Let's
of
talk
course.
about it. So the Jasmine Show, please follow and subscribe. on
Yes,
YouTube.
please. It's very good. I definitely we'll plug that.
Yes, we have returned.
100
So we
times.
do other things also, but that is our main draw. Like we do that show just so people that also watch the show and all the craziness that goes on
Mhm.
can jump in and see this is exactly how we feel about this
Right.
extremely crazy moment that just happened just now.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun. I'm glad I get to do it with my co-host, my fiance Jasmine, who also was a communications major, but doesn't necessarily get to use it too much. So it's nice
Yeah.
to see like her radio side come out when we get to do the show together. So,
You did this event called How to Party for Life, which was incredible. I still have. I wish I would have brought it up. It's somewhere in my mess of notebooks over here. But
Hey!
it was the acronym for life that you had spelled out. It was very like eye-opening, not only for me, but I could tell that some people in the audience, they definitely saw like a better side. And I'm sure
that
that's
just
what
made
you were
my day,
going
by the
for.
way. That just made my day, man. Thank
Oh,
you for
good.
that.
How's that been going for you? How's the motivational speaking been going for?
So I'm glad that you asked about that.
Yes.
There's part of life is knowing, that everything is not going to go the way that you want. Somebody actually sent me a meme of that earlier today too. But yeah, I have taken a small step back. I still, anytime I get a chance to, or if anybody just randomly happens to ask me about life, which happens a lot, which is why I created How to Party for Life.
Sure.
I will let them know, again, my acronym for life, which is love, inspiring, face, energy. Basically, you want people to smile. Anywhere you go, you want people to smile. So that was my very first iteration of How to Party for Life ever. Took about an hour and a half. It was a little bit extended.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, it was the
that
first
was-
one. You're still like figuring it out. You
Yeah.
know, you got to do it. We were all there
Yeah.
for it.
It was on my birthday, so I was excited.
That's right. It was on your birthday.
It was November 23rd
Yeah.
of last year. And I had just finished doing a Tony Robbins seminar too. So I was pumped, man. I was pumped. But I have taken a step back from that just for the time being. I've gotten a few different requests from high schools and elementary schools to just speak to the kids about my journey and stuff like that. So that's the way that I do that. But officially under the brand name of How to Party for Life, I'll relaunch it at some
Okay.
point.
Yeah.
Everybody
It's
can-
coming. It's coming. Whenever it shows up, you'll know. It'll be
Everybody
there.
can get the flavor of it to fully embrace themselves and everybody around them.
Yeah. Whenever you did that, I felt like
I don't know, it was probably a little bit different for you, but from an outside perspective, it was very natural, and I think you had a very natural like talent for it. So I'm very excited just to see what you do with that whenever you continue to start doing that.
Thank you again, man.
Yeah,
and
of
that's
course.
another thing about that is because I really, again, the whole idea of How to Party for Life is because we do the same thing.
We do.
We party for a living. We have fun. We get to enjoy ourselves, and somehow, a check ends up in our
Always,
account
every
once in a
single
while.
time. That is, oh man. I couldn't tell you how many times at Ticket to Broadway whenever I'm just up on stage, just like dancing with a bunch of other like tiny dancers, just like taking pictures with them, or just like giving them awards, making them smile, like doing a little like shimmy shimmy boogie shake or something like that with them. It just makes their day. And then at the end of the weekend, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's crazy to think that like you could take those career paths and still like make a living off of it, which is yeah, it's very I guess honorable, but it's a blessing. It honestly is.
Yes, absolutely. It's a huge blessing.
It really
so
is.
The one message I will leave your audience with is you don't have to be an entertainer to party for life. You can do whatever it is that your heart desires, but as long as you're enjoying yourself and you're inspiring others to be a better version of themselves as well. That's what it's all about.
That's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again so much for watching the first episode of the Almost Too Late Show, Season 2. Special shout out to Vince Bracey for coming on and being the first guest. Thank you so much. He's actually on his way to Tampa, I guess last weekend whenever this was shot, but this weekend he's in a different city. Anyways, he's been traveling around every weekend. It's his weekend gig. We'll leave all of his handles in the bio. So go follow this man. Check out all of his shows, his content. He's a wonderful human being. Thanks again. And a special shout out to Jack Bocelli for helping with the writing, helping with some of the bits set up. Thank you very much for that. And I'm your host, Kyle Archer, and this is the Almost Too Late Show. Have a beautiful night.